Welcome to Free Your Mind Reviews. This is Chris Johnson with a review of The Turning. Well, with Bad Boys for Life and The Gentleman and Color Out of Space, I guess I forgot it's still January. And boy, did The Turning remind me that it is still fucking January. So this is going to this review is going to have some spoilers in it, a little bit of spoilers in it. I usually try to avoid spoilers, and I feel like if you can't critique a movie without spoilers, you're not doing it very well. But I feel like I'm gonna have to at certain parts, so I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be spoilers in this review. So The Turning is an adaptation of the book The Turn of the Screw, and deals with a young woman who takes a job as a governess to take care of two children in a house where ghostly incidents are happening. I hate this film. And it's one of those movies where it does not start out instantly bad. It starts out with giving you a sense that there's potential, and then continually as the movie goes on, and you keep looking at your watch and realizing an hour has passed in an hour and a half movie, and nothing has happened, and nothing of weight is happening. No character development, no really good mood or tone or creep factor. Just a bunch of stupid jump scares. That is all you get. It's the Grudge reboot / sequel all over again. Just a bunch of stupid, obvious, who cares jump scares. Immediately, too. They ain't even set them up worth a damn. It's just, oh, here's a boom. Like, oh, come on. Where's the examining of the surroundings? Huh? You have a beautiful location, a beautiful production design and house that you're using. That should be way more important than stupid jump scares. Way more developed with your cinematography, with your direction, than stupid boo moments from ghostly ghouls that aren't even creepy looking, man. They didn't even try on the ghost designs in this one. The ghost designs are pathetic. So the movie's going on, and you just have a certain sense of just boredom. Because it's one of those movies, just like, I always told people, the length of the movie doesn't matter. It doesn't matter sometimes if a movie's too long or anything like that. It's not really about being too long. A 3-hour movie can fly. An hour and a half movie can drag, depending on the pace and who's making the film. And this is another prime example of that. This thing feels long, it feels slow, it feels self-important and indulgent. It doesn't have a weight or sense of character to it, no matter how hard the on-camera actors are trying. Mackenzie Davis is trying. She's a good actress. If you've seen Tully or the Black Mirror, Blade Runner 2049, if you've seen even Terminator Dark Fate, I feel like she was good in. She's trying, but she's giving a nothing character, and I'll talk about her character in a bit, too. The kids, the little girl especially, is good. Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things and It. It's not really anything much to his character. He's just a cliche teenage asshole who may or may not have secrets. Yeah, there's just a character, and that's a good performance, but it's just wasted on narrative drivel. A horror movie with no scares to speak of. In an absolutely awful way, it presents itself. here comes the spoiler territory, and it has to do with Mackenzie Davis's character. So when we're introduced to the character, we're introduced to the fact that her mother is in a mental hospital. Her mother's insane. And it's obvious. Obviously the movie wants to play with the idea of, is she insane or is there really ghosts in this house? But the problem is the movie does such a poor job. An absolutely poor job of making it seem like she's insane. You know, you can't just play with the idea of, okay, her mother's insane, so she's insane too. You have to really establish that. You have to have more scenes of character. You have to have more scenes where it feels like she's not really reacting to the certain surroundings responsibly. And you also should have certain scenes that make me believe that it isn't possible for there to actually be ghosts in that gosh damn house. Because there were certain moments where they would show something like that she did not see, by the way. So this is supposed to be from her perspective, but yet she's not in the room when this is going on. Because what's up with the first scene, huh? First scene has nothing to do with her, and it's ghostly as hell. Before she even gets involved in the house. Huh? Or there's a scene where she moves a creepy mannequin out of her room into another room. She closes the door, locks the door, walks out. The camera lingers in that room, which is one of the few times the camera lingers on shit in this movie. And the mannequin turns her head back around, like she had purposely turned the mannequin's head to the right, to its right, because it was staring at her and it was creepy, right? And she leaves the room, she closes the door, and it takes a couple of seconds, and then the mannequin's neck moves right back to its spot. So, you show me something like that is not in the perspective of the lead character anyway, and then the absolute gall for this movie to then say, by the way, her mom is crazy. So, she's crazy too. And the way they do it, this movie does such a poor job at the is she crazy, is she not crazy bit. And it doesn't even fucking, take its time once it establishes its feelings on it to let us believe it. Think about Shutter Island, for example, where you find out, the whole film was an elaborate ruse from everybody to try and cure him of his delusion of this case, because in reality his wife killed his kids and then he killed his wife and he can't deal with that. It takes its time to fully develop and fully establish this fact. Takes its time to let us know in a big dialogue scene between Kingsley and Ruffalo and DiCaprio that this is not bullshit. He's not well. Then shows us a whole flashback scene to further establish that this is what they are saying is fact. This movie couldn't even be bothered to do that. Number one, the abrupt cut that they do because she, it looks like she's trying to, the third act craziness is going on with the most unintimidating looking ghost I've ever seen. She's taking the kids out of the house. She's running, and this really weird cut to a scene prior where they're showing, and that's supposed to be them telling us none of that happened. There are no ghosts. She's not real. The movie couldn't even be bothered to do good enough setup points in the film that you could go like, yeah, that point, that's not real. Like, think of The Sixth Sense, homeboy being a ghost, and then they go back to the footage, and it just makes total sense that in the film, that if you didn't pick up on it, you should have, type of thing. This film does it so poorly, it's like, this is lazy. You don't even bother to do this right. And then the fact that she doesn't show Because we didn't get established with this character in the first place, she doesn't show really any signs in her own character of being insane yet. It just went, really? Yeah, okay. Right. And then the final scene. I am getting so tired of this now. I am getting so tired of this. The Grudge did this as well. This does it even worse. When you get to a final scene and it just cuts in the middle of the scene. First off, the scene doesn't make any sense in the first place. All of a sudden, she's back in the pool in the mental hospital, but it's dark. You could tell it's more of a dream type sequence. And there's somebody drawing. She's sitting there. Somebody's drawing. She walks over. She looks at the person's face. We don't see the person's face. She screams. End of movie. And of course, it's really meant to imply that she's that's supposed to be the movie's confirmation that she's crazy, and that ends the movie. That was the biggest bunch of bullshit I've ever seen as an ending for the movie. And mind you, The Grudge came out a couple of weeks ago with its abrupt ending. This was nuts because there was no reason to do it like that. The idea, the fact that they do it like that is insanity to me. Absolute insanity. Lazy filmmaking. We got all of us out here busting our ass trying to make it here. Trying to make movies because we love movies, we adore movies, trying to make the best movies we can possibly make with nothing to spend for it. And then you got idiots like these guys who have the budgets, who are given the opportunity, who had Steven Spielberg on their fucking set. And they come up with some bullshit like this. No character development, no sense of story, no sense of vision, no ownership and strength of said story. Boring ass jump scares, a complete waste of production design, and one of the laziest endings, I think, ever. Most people are going off on the ending being terrible. I think the whole movie stunk. The whole movie stunk. The ending is what guaranteed a 0 from me. This movie is trash. This movie is garbage. I'm getting tired of this. I'm getting tired of horror, which, let's be honest, the horror genre can be a haven for fantastic film making. The Lighthouse with Robert Eggers in general, James Wan, Mike Flanagan, countless others. There's no reason to be this lazy and to be this stupid with the horror genre. And you know what? I'm about done with it. I'm done with these studios and these filmmakers with their lazy efforts on horror films because they know most of the time horror movies can make a quick buck. I'm done with it. Stop it. Horror deserves better. And you know what? The audience deserves better.